just listen like that?
Mm-hmm.
Take your behind down there, boy. Why? Yeah. Trying to see here. All right, there we go. That's the way it's supposed to be. They're coming in slow today. They're gonna come in slow today.
Yeah, man. So, that's my.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Terrence carries this because it's going to be interesting to see how he carries it because all right, there we go. Yeah, see, it's going to be interesting to see how he carries it because there definitely is a big opportunity. He's worked real hard to get here, and no matter what anybody want to say, this man, no matter how confident he is in himself, he's got to take into consideration a loss, man. And I know, you don't want to think about that, but the bigger picture is Canelo. It's not about your career at this point. It's about this Canelo fight.
Right.
So, I mean, do you protect the opportunity and you take your chances and you isolate and you train and you should probably stay as disciplined as you've ever been, or do you fight? And does that, even if the fight you take, what fight is it going to be? If it's a fight that's not legitimately getting you ready for Canelo Alvarez, how much do you take that into consideration? And a fight getting you ready for Canelo Alvarez is presumably a hard fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's wear and tear within itself. Even on the back end of a victory, a hard fight could deplete him. You know what I'm saying? A hard, real competitive fight that he wins can push him. It's a lot to take into consideration, man.
A lot, and that's what I said. Like, let's look at Canelo, right? Mm-hmm. And salute to the people. Peace and blessings to all the peopleizations in the building. We in the building. We back.
Salute. Lauderdale in the building. Salute. Lauderdale Commercial. Yes, Oakland. Sir. Sunrise. You know what I'm saying? Sir. Sunrise Mall. Salute. Lauderdale. That's the city right there.
Yes, sir. Carl Cookie in the building. Bobby Collins. Pope Porter. Shelton LDBC or nothing. The Cerebral one. YG Knight. Will Smith. What's up, family? Tommy Hunt. D-Tay Bracken. What's up, family? Maya Egypt, peace and blessings, Queen. Alice Shield Jones, Muscle Up Cav, Sylvester Solomon 2011, Country Cuse, Deuce 5, Visionary, Yee Huncho, Sylvester Solomon 2011, DVJ 600, Yoni Craft TV, GFS Blackout, Crypto Chris. What's up, family? Salute to all. And salute to my brother, my co-host, Claymore Rain. He's in the building. Clay, you put the link to your channel. Put the link to your channel.
Yep, I'm doing it right now.
Vernon Adams, what's up, family? We in the building. We're going to talk some serious boxing today, man. Serious boxing. There's a lot going on in the sport of boxing. ATP Combat, that's you?
Yep, that's me. That's it.
Okay.
Decided to change it and put it on the actual name of the damn show.
Okay.
So
the link to my brother Claymore Rain channel right there in the chat. Click the link, subscribe to his channel, man. The link is right there pinned up in the chat, man. Click the link, subscribe to his channel. Ralph Chestnut, Lucian, what's up? Throw Straight Facts Boxing, what's up? So, in today's show, we got a few topics we're going to discuss. Errol Spence, Sebastian Fundora, fight is officially canceled. Sebastian Fundora is now looking for a new opponent to face off against. Errol Spence put up that message as I did a video earlier, and I told you guys, Errol Spence, Mrs. Rain, peace and blessings, drop the bombs on the clip. So we're going to discuss that. As I said in that video I did earlier, Errol Spence put the message out and he told y'all, but yet people was talking about, Errol Spence didn't say that. Then we got the rematch. I mean, this is what everybody claimed that they wanted to see. Everybody said Devin was ducking, Devin was scared. Devin need to get it back in the ring. Well, now the rematch is set for October. Should they get past their respective upcoming opponents? Right. That's important. D-Rail 612, what's up? Me and Clay, we're gonna discuss the opponents that have been rumored. Right. Nothing set in stone, but we're gonna discuss the opponents that are rumored. Sebastian Fundora. We're gonna. I didn't even run those opponents past you that was told to me, but there's opponents that I was told about with Sebastian Fundora.
Maybe some unifications, or is he just going to be defending?
Defending the title, and he wants the unification with Batran Mataliev, if possible.
Fight.
He wants the winner, if he could, Israel Madrimov, Virgil Ortiz.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right, and then Jamel Charlo, if Jamel Charlo plans to activate his
are we calling on Jamel? Is Jamel back? Like, is Jamel back?
But again, I think Jamal, they all in the same boat as Errol Spence and Sebastian Fundora. There's no budget to put the fights on.
They're gonna have
to
take some discounts.
Yeah. So and then Tank Davis said that he's loyal to the soil. Paul Miller, what's up? And he's stuck with Al Heyman in the PBC, right? And so here's the thing, we're gonna discuss that later on as well. With that statement that was made, right? Because Keith Tucker, what's up? We know that there's other PBC fighters that go over with Turkey and they make fights happen. So if you want to make the fights happen, you can simply make the fights happen. With that said, let's start with the Errol Spence. Oh no! So me and my brother Clay, I know y'all came on and y'all like, what? That we was already talking before.
Yeah, we was already building.
Yeah, we was already building. So we was discussing, to catch y'all up to speed. What we was discussing was, I was saying, we wasn't debating, we was just talking, and I was saying that I don't like
ET.
ET, what's up, family? ETB in the building. What's up, family? Chinanso Echibelim. I hope I said your name. Echebellum. Salute. Old Schools 868. What's up? ETB in the building. What's up, family? So, I was saying to Clay, the fight is set. Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford. We just haven't gotten an official announcement. Part of this, Jew Blue. What's up, family? A part of it is Untraceable. What's up? Geo James Khalil 98. What's up? There's a thing that they feel like is it being disrespectful to announce future fights before they get past their upcoming opponents, similar to what happened with them announcing the Madrimov Virgil Ortiz fight when Madrimov was fighting Serhaj Boachuk, right?
And then he got pneumonia.
And then exactly. And we can't even debate it because everybody's been sick.
It is what it is. I'm getting over a little something myself a couple of weeks ago, right?
I've been sick for 2 weeks. Marco had pneumonia. Don't know if you knew, but Marco Bossi, he had pneumonia in both lungs.
Oh, really? That's where he been.
Yeah, he was sick, super sick. Geo James Khalil 98, what's up? So we can't dispute it, because it just is what it is, right?
That time of the year. Yeah.
Right. So I'm being told that, there's reservations announcing fights before the respective upcoming fights is, into you don't want to discuss those and put the carriage before the horse type, so to speak. Right.
100%. I mean, I think I agree. I think it's a little, and also just, the conspiracy theorists, the aluminum hat wearing, the tinfoil hat wearing guys start being like, oh, really? So they already calling it. So now the fight goes a certain way. They start calling, all types of political nonsense.
Yeah,
it gets kind of weird.
It was so you don't really, especially with big fights, right?
Right.
And so with that said, I was telling Clay that Canelo's gonna fight. I said that he's padding the stats, right? Unknown, what's up, family? B-side player, what's up? I was saying that Canelo's padding the stats.
Right.
Reason being is because he fights William Skull. Now, nothing is guaranteed in the sport of boxing. Johnny Merckx, what's up, right? But he beats William Skull. That makes him a 2-time undisputed champion.
100%.
Right? Because he got stripped of the IBF. Now he beat William Skull. He officially becomes 2-time undisputed champion, right?
Right.
And Canelo wants that accomplishment. And it's a payday. I don't want to say it's, William Skull is the unknown. I watched 2 fights now that he's had. I just out of force, you know what I'm saying? Because his name is now circling. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I wasn't familiar with William Skull at all.
I'm not familiar with him either.
No, I just went and watched this. At least I only found 2 fights, and they chopped up on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So I saw the 2 fights that William Skull had. Decent fighter, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that he is outside of his size. He's strong. He seems to be strong. He's big. You know what I mean? I don't think he got much for Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Canelo Alvarez is going to fight again. So I was saying to Clay, when we just came in and we was already exit the red. What's up? In deep conversation, that I don't like the fact that Terrence Crawford has not only fought once a year for the last 5 years. The last time he fought multiple times in a year was 2019.
Right.
Right. And I think it was Igor Kavalauskas and Amir Khan, if I'm not mistaken. Right. And I'm like, I don't like that because for one, he's 37. And for two, Father Time is undefeated. Chris Legg, what's up, family? Father Time is undefeated. You know what I mean? But Clay was saying, go ahead, say what you were saying, Clay.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I'm saying, listen, you get used to something, right? And it might be actually this approach to the game might have, in my opinion, potentially preserved him to take him to this point, to be able to even be in this conversation in a legitimate way against Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? He's not beat down. He's not beat up. He's well preserved. He's taking the time to heal. He's taking the time to recover properly. And we also know that Terrence Crawford is a gym rat. And I'm saying he stays in shape. He's playing basketball. He's wrestling with his kids. He's coaching. He's training consistently. He's helping also the Shakur Stevensons of the world, the Keyshawn Davises of the world. You know what I mean? He's constantly in the mix, right? So we don't know if he's not being preserved because of the way he's carried himself. And I mean, we got to be honest at this point, like you said, Blue, Father Time as a mother. There's a huge opportunity that he's been working for the past year and a half consistently. Most people didn't think he was going to even get the fight. Canelo Alvarez was waving off even entertaining the fight because he had nothing to gain from it. And to get to this point now to where the fight's becoming something like legitimate that's going to manifest for him, there's got to be second thoughts about taking any chances on missing out on this opportunity, this payday and this legacy fight for him. So, I mean, a lot of choices for him to make, but I also agree with you, Blue. I definitely favor activity. I think activity is the number one killer of these fighters. The lack of activity is the number one killer of these fighters, but decisions. This is a huge opportunity. Probably on his way out the door after this one, if this goes the right way, or even if it goes the wrong way. This will be the payday, the retirement, on to the next chapter. So you might want to roll the dice and take the chance on just, getting ready and not risking anything happening to you. Or if you're that confident and if you feel like is that necessary, make it count. A tune-up is, I would understand it going either way, either way.
Mm-hmm. And that's just my fear with such a big, tough fight, because Canelo is active. You know what I'm saying? Whether we like the opponents or not, he's active, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's for sure going to fight twice a year. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So since 2019, Terrence Crawford has had 4 fights, I think, or 5 fights, right?
Yeah, since 2019, he's had, I'll tell you right now, since 19, he's had his last fight in 2019, which was in December, which you might as well say was a 20. But I mean, he was a little active there too when you kind of look at it. But let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights.
6 fights in 5 years, right? And Canelo's had what, 12?
Yes, yeah, probably something like that. He stays pretty busy.
2 a year.
Let's see. Yeah, he's fighting twice consistently. He hasn't. Let's see here. Since 2019. Yeah, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 fights.
Yeah, and this will be his 12th fight.
Right.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? He's very active and he's younger.
Yeah, people don't acknowledge that. Don't realize that Canelo is the younger guy here. Terrence Crawford is the veteran,
He's
quote
the
unquote.
elder.
Right,
So,
he's the elder.
So think, Clay, he will be 38 with only 5 fights.
Yeah. But there's arguments that go either way, right? Like there's arguments saying that Canelo is getting the wear and tear, right? 62 fights into his career, and Terrence is the fresher, healthier fighter because of the way he's carried it. You know what I mean?
That's very true. That's very true. So I just, that's just my reservation for it. Key said, Blue, you spoke the Crawford Canelo into existence. I didn't think it would ever happen. Hey, Key, how long I've been saying that? Forever and a day.
Yeah.
I've been saying it for years. Like, bro, I want to see it, and I think Crawford could win.
Yeah. This is a big fight, man. Really got shot at a lot, man. And people try to play like nobody's interested in it, but listen, man, it's shaking up the whole algorithm right now, and I said this to you before, Blue, because it's interesting how the fans are so one-sided about this and how they feel like this won't be a competitive fight. But the pugilists, the trainers, the veterans, the Hall of Famers in this game all give Terrence Crawford a legitimate way to victory in here. Some of them, like your Timothy Bradleys, are they're calling for Crawford to like a one-sided affair. You know what I mean? Like whoop Canelo. I don't know if I'm ready to go that far with it. I'm a Terrence fan, but I'm going to say that a lot of the actual people with experience in boxing who understand boxing down to the science of it really see a way for Terrence Crawford to win this fight. But a lot of fans are just caught up on the weight, on the size. They feel like, once they just focus on a number 168 versus 154. They get caught up on Canelo being this massive fighter that Terrence Crawford's going against. I personally keep on trying to remind people, but they don't want to care to hear about it. Canelo ain't a regular 168 pounder, bro. He's just not.
And he fought at 147 at one point in time in his career. He's not the biggest guy, again, he's more solid, he's more stocky, he's built different. Terrence Crawford has a long, wiry frame. Canelo is more compact and stocky. He got that huge Mike Tyson neck and shoulders, that allows him to take punches. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford has that wiry Tommy Hearns frame. You know what I mean? So the perception is he's a lot bigger. You know what I mean?
They make it sound like he's going in there to fight Deontay, bro. Like, the way they talk about Canelo, you thought he's going in there to fight like Alexander Usyk or something. It's like Jesus.
And it's not the case. And I said this before, Clay. I said he's heavier than Terrence Crawford. He's not bigger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And who's more athletic? Let's be honest. That people think Terrence is super athletic. This dude is a football player / basketball player / wrestler / obviously boxer is his primary job. He's very athletic and he competes at a high level on all those sports. Like he competes at a high level. Like he's not like a casual dude. This dude is an athlete, all around athlete with a way higher IQ than 9 out of 10 people he gets in the ring with, including Canelo Alvarez. He's probably going to more than likely has a way higher IQ than Canelo Alvarez. And can we also remember the team? Can we include the team, the BOMAC, you know what I'm saying? The actual strategy that's going to get put in to fight Canelo directly?
Yeah, and you know something too? J Pitty City, what's up? D-Boy Dad, what's up? Guillermo Maldonado, what's up? Mr. Fontaine, what's up, family? Feel like I missed somebody. Oh, April, peace and blessings, Queen. How you feeling? How you feeling, April? Another thing is, you know what I compare it to, Clay? John Jones and Daniel Cormier.
I like that. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Like John they look Jones, like they're two different people, two different sizes, but in all reality, they're right there. They're right next to each other. And that matter of fact, yeah, Daniel Cormier is strong is strong.
Is a bull in the China shop.
Yep.
Right. And John Jones, remember, people were saying John Jones going to struggle with that, the strength and the bulldog style. You know what I'm saying?
He was throwing them all around the ring, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And again, you got a wiry, tall frame dude, right, and you have a guy that's stocky. Period. You know what I'm saying? Tate Brown, peace of blessings, Queen. Salute to the 11520. Peace of blessings, Queen.
Salute to the Queen. Salute.
Who said this? Janie 1978. I don't want to hear any. Why would anybody have excuses? See, that's the problem with the sport of boxing. We are fans of the sport of boxing. There won't be any excuses if he beats Terrence Crawford. Why would there be two excuses? We have two great fighters. Why would there be any excuses?
Won't be no excuses.
No excuses. He beat Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, unless he legitimately gets robbed, like unless he legitimately, you know what I'm saying? Like
like they tried to do when Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather, and the judge tried to say he saw it was a draw. Nasty work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, Ty in the Sky, peace, blessings. The Queen in the super chat. Much love to you, Queen. Blessings to you, Queen. F1 Gambino, what's up? So, again, you know what I'm saying? It's like
we hide.
We got two great fighters. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Top channel, what's up? Two great fighters. Terrence Crawford is calling for it. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez wasn't entertaining it. Now he's entertaining it. You know what I mean? One point, and he don't want to entertain it. Here's the thing. He don't want to entertain it, in my opinion, Clay. And I'm going to ask you your opinion. He don't want to entertain it because if he lose, right, there's no excuse.
Right.
Like losing to Bivol, he had a built-in excuse. Well, I was daring to be great. He was too big. I went up 175, so on and so forth. He had that safety net. With Terrence Crawford, he don't have that safety net. Right? And I always said this when it came to Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence. Remember Mikey, Libra 926, what's up? Remember Mikey Garcia didn't want to fight Terrence Crawford, right? Because Mikey Garcia was like, oh, Terrence Crawford moved too much. Now they fought in the amateurs.
Right.
But Terrence Crawford moved too much. Terrence Crawford is this. Terrence Crawford is that, right? He had 10,000 excuses for Mikey Garcia, for Terrence Crawford, but was steadfast on fighting Errol Spence.
Yeah.
And I said this. The reason being is because he lose to Terrence Crawford. See, you lose to Errol Spence, you in a win-win situation.
Yeah, he the bigger guy. You were daring to be great. Obviously, you know, all odds were against you anyway.
Right.
Boom.
Terrence Crawford, on the other hand, fought at 130, 135 pounds. He only was a weight class or two above you. So it's not like he was this much big guy. And y'all actually fought against each other in the amateurs.
Right.
So that means that y'all was around in and around the same weight class. So you lose to Terrence Crawford. No, you just lost to the better fighter. You lose to Errol Spence, who was seen to be a massive welterweight on top of it. Right? Now you got a safety net. You lost because he was too big for you.
Right.
Hence the reason why Errol Spence said, you know what? I'm going to box you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to box you because if I can maul you down and they're going to say, oh, you know what I'm saying? That's what was supposed to happen.
Right.
Period. True Media Podcast. Coach Malachi in the building. Dropping that hammer. In the super chat. He says, salute family at Blue Blood Sports TV at Claymore Range.
Yo, salute Coach Malachi. You already know. You already know, man. Coach Malachi moving too, by the way. I don't know if anybody paying attention to him. He's catching a little momentum all over. Like he's always been doing his thing, but he's kind of moving. He's moving, like he's moving. He's moved. The wheels are turning for him, man. Salute to you, man. Definitely catching you whenever you come up. Whenever I get a chance, I'm definitely trying to catch you. That's happening. So salute to you.
Salute to brother Joel in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on the super chat. My guys, what up? Just checking in. I'm here. Salute, Joel. What's up, family?
Salute, man.
The cerebral one, brother in the super chat. Much love, family. He said Bud's IQ would be the difference maker. 100. I got Bud. And Bud is a great fighter. Canelo is a great fighter. We're not taking anything away from nobody. There will be no excuses made. None of that. Yeah. Now, my thing is, I was saying this to say to you, Clay, and get your opinion. I feel like Canelo didn't want to fight because the safety net is removed, like the situation with Mikey Garcia. Right? when he went up against, he was very confident against Jermell Charlo. He saw something in him. When he fought Bivol Kovalev, he had that built-in excuse. He don't have that with Terrence Crawford.
Right.
That's why he said that. That's why he said that. Oh, I wasn't thinking about fighting him because he's a mover.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on one second, Clay. What's your thoughts on that, Clay?
Well, look, man, there's different elements to Canelo Alvarez when you're looking at the way he looks at making fights, in my opinion. Whenever I watch Canelo Alvarez putting together these situations, he always takes a couple of things into consideration. One thing I know he's going to think about, obviously, is the payday. He's going to think that the list is the reward, but it's always going to be balancing the risk. And stylistically, it doesn't look like Canelo Alvarez is always favored fighting against a boxer like, you know, Terrence Crawford or like Floyd Mayweather, or even somebody mentioned earlier, Erislandy Lara. They're more complicated to fight. You know, I think Canelo Alvarez went up in weight to take advantage of a lot, in my opinion, to take advantage of bigger dudes. Where people felt like he was challenging himself more, I feel like he saw the advantage in being athletic, being able to move better than the guys he's fighting against, but also being able to have power that translates, you know what I'm saying, from the lower weight classes. He saw how he could find success in that, and it became a lot easier. Now, I also think this is going to be an element that's going to make a difference in the fight between Canelo and Terrence Crawford. Him and Eddie Reynoso was able to come up with a template, a game plan that worked, generally speaking, against everybody they fought against. Because most people were going to try to bully him, use their weight. They were going to try to overpower him, and he was going to be able to sit there, counterpunch, punch in between their punches, and take advantage of them. And obviously, that power translating worked out for him. I think when he fights a Erislandy Lara, when he fights a Terrence Crawford, it's a more competitive fight, in my opinion, for Canelo. It's not as easy as fighting a John Ryder, or as fighting a Edgar Berlanga, or fighting a Jaime Munguia, somebody who's coming at them. These fighters, Canelo has to actually use his footwork. He has to cut the ring off at times. He has to outthink and outbox fighters like that. Now, if Terrence Crawford's power is not able to translate, then you know, it could be a little bit easier for Canelo. But if his power even translates a little bit, not necessarily to stop Canelo Alvarez, but just enough to get his attention and discourage him from moving a certain way, then this becomes a way more competitive fight. He's way more in Canelo Alvarez's head, and in turn, not easy money, as he likes to paint it, right? It's not easy money. And Canelo Alvarez, what drives him, in my opinion, is easy money. That's how he looks at it. His moves is more about the easier money. You know what I mean? He gets the accolades, he gets all the belts, he becomes the face of boxing, so he can exercise his privilege as the face of boxing to cherry pick, literally and legitimately, right? So I think Canelo entertained the stylistic difficulty of the fight because of what Terrence brings to the table IQ wise. He understands, like, this is a fight we really gonna have to prepare for, and probably jump away from how we normally fight to fight this way more savvy, way more high IQ fighter in Terrence Crawford. I think the risk versus reward, obviously a smaller fighter coming up and potentially defeating him could just throw a big stain on his legacy, especially on the back end of what people and I myself agree and say ducking David Benavidez, you know what I'm saying? Not fighting David Benavidez, how that's going to make him look. There's risk there for Canelo as well. He has to really be on his A game and can't allow Terrence Crawford to just come up and derail him. You know, at this point in his career, you know, he can't do it. But with the right amount of money, you know, money makes the pain go away. A good amount of money makes the embarrassment and humiliation, put some perspective on everything. And with the Turkey al-Sheikh, how can Canelo Alvarez turn away his biggest payday when that's what he's in the game for? He can say whatever he want to say. The payday was always going to be there. As long as Turkey al-Sheikh was in the conversation, the fight was always going to be on the table, Blue. It was always going to be a legitimate option, especially at this point in his career where the options are Diego Pacheco, William Skull, Christian Mbili. Like, these fighters aren't really the biggest paydays possible. And who's going to pay for these fights right now with the way boxing's going on in America? With Turkey al-Sheikh controlling all that money, Canelo was bound to run into this wall where he's going to walk away from a lot of money or take a chance. And he's doing the right thing. He's taking a chance.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing, right? He has to, because I hurt my shoulder in the gym today. Because he don't have options. You see what I'm saying, Clay?
Yeah.
Like you said, that money that he looking for, who Who gonna give it to you to fight who? Those days of fighting the Billies and the William Skulls for $30 million, that ain't happening no more. Ain't nobody got that money laying around to just throw at you no more. Now, if you want that type of money, you're gonna have to make it worth our while. You're gonna have to, and the only two names that pop up right now is Canelo. I mean, is Benavidez and Terrence Crawford.
I mean, yeah, David Benavidez, but he's not gonna fight David. To me, it's Jake Paul or it's Terrence. That's why I think.
Right. So Clay, it comes down to I gotta go with Terrence Crawford. The quote unquote path of least resistance in his brain. Smaller guy, you know what I'm saying, coming up 2 weight classes versus a guy 6'2", you know what I'm saying, probably coming in 200 pounds.
And punching all night.
And I might not be able to hurt him.
Right.
Like I want to, where Terrence Crawford, he feel gonna be more cautious in his approach because he's coming up in weight. So it'll be more strategic, right?
Right.
More of a strategy, more of a chess match.
Yeah, it makes the training camp a lot more interesting for Canelo. I think him and Eddie Reynoso, I think their training camp is way more interesting when they're fighting against these kind of fighters. It becomes way more like, okay, we really got to all right, footwork, movement, cut the ring off. He's going to be tricky. What are we going to adjustments? We have to be ready to adjust. He's going to run into situations with us. Yes, but then he's going to adjust. He's going to see that's not working and he's going to come, you know what I mean? He's going to switch hit. He's going to do things and we're going to have to be able to adjust as well with him. It's going to be like Peyton Manning versus Ray Lewis. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be hella audibles popping off in this match.
Right. Right. Exactly. And here's another thing, right, Clay? Salute, Jim Brown. Alan Makai Willis, what's up, family? Alan Lamb, what's up? Jay Lynn, peace and blessings, Queen. Faction 24. What's up, family? Feel like Cornelius Jenkins. What's up, family? Donnell Bay. What's up? Warrior Class the Third. What's up, family? Bloodshot 610. What's up? Lou. What's up? H Dub. What's up, family? Memphis 10 Well. AZ Kane. What's up? Coop. What's up, family? Jermaine Anderson. What's up? Rashke Productions. What's up, family? So here's another thing, right, Clay, that I don't like. Guy Amor. What's up? That people say with this situation, oh, Terrence Crawford just won a payday. Terrence Crawford won this. Terrence Crawford won that. Well, Clay, the last time I checked, I'm no genius, but 15 is more than 14, isn't it?
15 is what, more than 4?
More than 14.
14, for sure.
Right? Now, the last time I checked, Clay, Canelo jumped from 160 to 175,
right,
to fight Sergey Kovalev,
right,
who's a big 75-pounder,
right.
Terrence Crawford going from 54 to 68 is only 14 pounds.
Right.
So if you could jump from 60 to 75 and fight a much bigger guy who's 6 foot tall and a world champion in Sergey Kovalev at 175. Now, granted, Clay, he was the weaker of the 3 champions. Better be Bivol and Sergey, right? Sergey was seen to be, quote unquote, on his last lap, right?
Right.
But everybody praised Canelo for doing it.
100%.
And after he beat Sergey, people said he would have knocked out Bivol. I don't know about Beterbiev, but he would have knocked out Bivol, right?
And we saw what happened there, right?
Right. So why is it so far-fetched to see Terrence Crawford jump from 54 to 68?
I mean, I don't think. Listen, Blue. This is not about, like I said, the pundit, the pugilists in the game, the Hall of Famers, the trainers, the the people who are inside of the boxing algorithm way deeper than us as fans. They see a lot. They see Terrence Crawford being able to walk away with a victory on here. And of course, they can see him losing, and probably some of them favor Canelo Alvarez, but this fight is not a fight that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? I think fans just are wanting Canelo Alvarez to fight up. They want him to fight the David Benavidez, which I can understand. They want him to fight up. They feel like that's where he's supposed to be at. And I think more importantly, when it comes to Terrence Crawford, they want to see him fight in his division. They want to see him fight at 154. They want to see him unify there. They want to see him wait on Boots. They want to see him fight Boots. They got plans and things that they want to see Terrence Crawford do. So, seeing him do this in the beginning, it was a waste of time, right? Because the reason it was a waste of time is because while you're doing all this and trying to make a fight, that's probably not going to happen because Canelo Alvarez says he's not interested in a fight. You're skipping out on fights that we actually want to see. Boots Ennis and rematch and Errol or unifying at 154, all these different scenarios. But look, at the end of the day, Terrence Crawford, the one thing he's shown me, and that's why I don't bet against him, he's shown me you can never count him out. You guys counted him out for Errol Spence, not only for what was going to happen in the fight, but you counted out his tactics and strategy on negotiating to get the money he wanted to get, to fight Errol. You guys thought he should stay in his lane and this wasn't going to work. Well, on the other side of what you guys consider a messy negotiation, he walked out with 50% of that purse, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you guys doubted him again and said he wasn't going to make the big fight. No, you guys doubted him with his ability to go on 154 and get a belt without the PBC. He went against the grain, didn't listen to you guys. You guys moved around, brought Errol Spence into the ring to challenge Sebastian Fundora, thought you took from him. Well, look, he ended up with an interim WBO title and an actual WBA title by fighting Ismail Madrimov. You thought he couldn't get no money without the PBC or without bowing and bending the knee. Well, look, he went and found a Turkey al-Sheikh, and now he's getting the money for all his fights. And you guys doubted him for Canelo Alvarez and didn't think he could make that fight happen, even though he told you guys this thing is not dead yet. Money make the world go round. And look, here we are looking forward to see Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez fighting either in May or September. So look, at the reality of the situation is that Terrence Crawford has had to tune out everybody for a long time in his career. He's had to go against the doubters. He had to go against the detractors, and he's had to make things happen for himself, and he's successfully doing it. To answer the question or come back full circle, why are they making such a big deal of him going up 14 pounds in comparison to Canelo Alvarez going up 15 pounds when he went up against Kovalev? It's not about the science. It's about fans wanting to tell boxers what to do with their career. Fans wanting to direct them on what to do, discourage them from doing what they want to do, and convince them to do what they don't want to do. And over and over and over again, a fighter like Terrence Crawford shows that he's here to defeat everybody against all odds. And that's why I can't bet against this man going against Canelo Alvarez, because he has a bad habit, and a good habit for himself, but a bad habit for his detractors, of proving his haters wrong. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He does it every time.
Mm-hmm. Every single time. The Cerebral One, my brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on the he said, I do worry about Buzz Chin. He has been dropped at lower weights. Yeah, but this is the thing, right? People got to take this into consideration. Mm-hmm. Floyd Mayweather was hurt by Chop Chop Corley. He was dropped unofficially by Zab Judah. He was hurt bad by Shane Mosley. He was rocked by Marcos Maidana. Mm-hmm. Did you see him rocked by Manny Pacquiao and Canelo Alvarez? Chico Maidana? Diego Corrales? Those was the dudes that was the knockout artists. Right. Their approach, Clay, is completely different when they understand the threat at hand. Right? I could take more chances with this guy than I can this guy. Right. So Manny Pacquiao didn't rock Floyd. Canelo didn't rock Floyd. Diego Corrales didn't rock Floyd. Why? Because their level of concentration and discipline on defense, understanding the task at hand, right? Right. They're not going to put themselves, they're going to be a lot more focused and disciplined on defense. Right. As I thought Devin Haney would be against Ryan Garcia. Right. Because the level of threat. Right. When he was in there with Hoy and Linares, he was very, very cautious and got clipped. Yep. Right. I thought that he was going to be a lot more disciplined on defense than he was, and that's why he got clipped. I think he'll make an adjustment, but we'll talk about that later. Sure. Right. So, did Terrence Crawford? D-Boy said Terrence Crawford unofficially never got dropped because he got dropped by Igis Kavalauskas. They just didn't count it. Right, yeah, we're going to talk about, Floyd got knocked down by Zab. Right, so. It's like Floyd and Zab. Right. And then he got rocked by Gamboa. Sean Porter rocked him, I think. You know, I really don't remember after that. But when you look at when he fought Victor Postal and Errol Spence, those dudes that represent that threat, you didn't see that.
100%.
Right? 100%. Because of his discipline. You understand what I'm saying? So he's not, you got to understand when you're dealing with somebody that has the caliber and skill set of Terrence Crawford, the Floyd Mayweathers of the world, you know, even Roy Jones, right, Clay? When Roy fought in his heyday, you seen Roy get hit with this punch, that punch. But when he fought Hopkins and James Toney, you ain't see none of that.
Nah, he fought differently. He fought. He respect. It's the opponent. They step up to the opponent. Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, Duran spoke on it a little bit as well. Even Duran spoke on it about what we saw happening between him and Karen. He basically said that he needed a fighter that he can actually get up for. So he took a lot of chances and played a lot of games. Showboat a little bit more, showed a little bit more dog in there against a Karen. He's not promised to be that way against, you know, a killer at 154. You know, when he gets up there and he starts respecting the power that's in front of him, he can become very reserved, very defensive minded and fight a way different fight. So what you see happening between him and Karen shouldn't be used as a triangle theory to tell you what's going to happen between him and Virgil Ortiz, because he probably won't fight Virgil Ortiz the same way as he would fight Karen. You know, same thing with Terrence. He's not going to fight Canelo Alvarez the way he fought Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to do that.
F1 Gambino said y'all trying to see Crawford get beat down. I mean, see, here's the difference between yourself, no disrespect, and myself and Clay, is that we are actually fans of the sport of boxing. Let me ask you a question. When you seen Canelo beat down anybody at the highest level? He clipped and knocked out Amir Khan, right, Clay? But he didn't beat Amir Khan down. Amir Khan was actually outboxing him. But Amir Khan don't have the boxing IQ. He gets knocked out by everybody. Nightmare TV 2-3, what's up?
Just back? Was that me?
Yeah, you was frozen.
I was frozen?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was, I'm glad it was just me. I thought the whole thing went down because I checked everything is running good, but look, we're back in the building. Let's get it.
Yeah, no. You was frozen. So I was saying, Clay, when is the last time you seen Canelo beat down anybody?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen it in a while, man. And that's another factor too. That might be also the wear and tear that we were talking about a little earlier with the 62 fights. You know what I mean? Father Time may have already hit him. He might have been. Listen, athleticism goes away with age. The strength is the last to go. We haven't seen Canelo Alvarez have to be necessarily that athletic. Terrence is going to make him. We're going to find out how athletic Canelo is. Terrence is going to be aware of this. And there's a little bit of mystery and some boxes. I saw somebody say something interesting earlier in the chat. They spoke to the fact that Canelo's going to hang back and try to see if there's any holes he can pick out of Terrence Crawford's game. That might be an edge that Terrence brings to the table by not having a tune-up fight. The edge being that Canelo is going to have to make up his game plan with Eddie Reynoso based on his last fight, which was against Israel Madrimov. Now, Israel Madrimov was very, very athletic. So you guys thinking that he's going to try to match that and be on his toes, bouncing up and down, fainting, being irky-jerky and fighting Terrence like that for 12 rounds? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So what is he going to judge Terrence off of? He has Errol Spence and he's got Madrimov to make a game plan off of. And if he doesn't fight anybody until he fights Canelo, that's another edge he brings to the game. Just like we're talking about how inactive he is and how he's only fighting one time a year, at the same exact time, Bomac and Terrence Crawford have 11, going to be 12 fights of video to watch from 2019 till now to watch and see who Canelo Alvarez is and what he's going to bring to the table. The strategy, there's leverage, there's pros and there's cons. At the end of the day, Blue, there's pros and there's cons to this whole situation. There's definitely cons because you're fighting to kill like Canelo Alvarez, but I think somebody like Terrence Crawford needs to potentially use any bit of leverage he can use in his fight. And maybe the mystery, right? The hidden, the inability of Canelo to really make up his mind on what strategy, maybe he holds that as some leverage. in the game. Same thing I say with David Morrell and David Benavidez. I think that power that David Morrell brings to the table is a little bit of mind. I think he's holding a little bit of space in David Benavidez's head, just a little bit, or at least in the team. Maybe not David Benavidez, but in the team, really saying we just don't know yet, right? We don't know what that power is going to be yet until we get in the ring with this dude. So we got to be careful. Canelo got to be careful, man.
Yeah, and F1 Gambino, I got a stack on it. Just hit me on the inbox. I'm cool with it. If you don't know boxing, if you think Canelo gonna beat down Terrence Crawford, you outside your mind. And to the people saying that Canelo beat down Caleb Plant, again, you don't watch boxing. He didn't beat down Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant was actually outboxing him.
Right.
He didn't knock Caleb Plant out to the 11th round.
Right.
Hey,
Caleb knows that. That's why Caleb wants to fight him again. Caleb feels like he's like, I know I can fix that. I'm gonna fix that. I was in that fight. I want to fight him again.
Right. Come on, man.
For sure,
man. Yeah, y'all tripping. He beat down Caleb Plant. Stop it, man.
Yeah, exactly. Justin, Caleb gassed out. It wasn't a beat down. Caleb just gassed out, man.
Yeah, Caleb got tired and fatigued.
Right.
He didn't get beat down. Beat down is ridiculous.
Right. You must have tuned in at the 11th round. That must have been when he turned it on.
Right.
He must have turned the fight on at the 11th round. Was like, oh man, look at this dude getting trashed.
That's what can't be. Just inbox me. I got $1,000.
Yo, Canelo is beatable, and Terrence can beat him. I'm telling you, and I'll tell y'all, Terrence at first said he wasn't going to do this. He said his weight class is for a reason. Him and Bomac watched video and was like, Champ, we get this dude. You can get him. You sure you don't want to take that payday? Terrence like, you serious? Let me look at the video. Oh yeah, I could. Yeah, you know what? Let him know. Let him know. Send the kite out there. Tell him I'm good money. Tell him we good money. Pick a date. I want to do that. Matter of fact, that's the next fight I want to do. I want to challenge myself. I can get this dude. I might not be able to get David Benavidez. Maybe David Morrell will be a pain in the ass. Christian and Billy's a big dude. You know what I'm saying? All these fighters that you guys are trying to get me to take as tune-ups, as proving myself that I can fight Canelo. Now, I don't need to get in the fight with those guys, but Canelo, yeah, bro, I'm telling you, styles make fights. And I think I got a style that can make it real complicated for that legend, for the face of boxing.
Yeah, man, let's do it. I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, I'm down. I can't wait.
Budge Age, LP, what's up? Budge Age, he's older. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, that's what I was saying in the beginning of this. Father Time is undefeated.
But he's well preserved. He's well preserved.
Right. That's my only concern is Father Time. Hannibal, what's up? But his skill set, Benj Dollars, what's up? I've been saying that Terrence Crawford is going to beat Canelo Alvarez for years. Anybody here could tell you that. And again, I said this before Terrence Crawford and his team was saying it. I've been saying it. I understand styles make fights. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Always has, always will.
I think he's gonna win. You know what I'm saying? And I'm willing to stand on my square and put that bread up. So it is what it is. But let's get to this, right, Clay? Errol Spence, Sebastian Fundora situation.
Right.
It has officially been announced that the Sebastian Fundora Errol Spence fight is not going to happen.
Right.
I wish I had my want button.
I don't got one, man. I'm trying to see. Don't got one, man.
Yeah. Officially, it's not happening. Now Sebastian Fundora is actually looking for an opponent to stay active. And I made the video earlier, right, Clay? And I said in the video earlier that Errol Spence essentially is saying that his talent in his career is being, placed on hold, right? It's being wasted, right?
Right.
Clearly, Errol Spence wants to fight. You know what I mean? And clearly, there's something wrong, right? Why isn't the fight not being made? I mean, Clay, they went face to face. The PBC was on board with making this fight, right? And they went face to face in March of last year.
Right.
The first quarter of 2023.
100%.
The third month of the year, right? They went face to face to start building up and promoting the fight. Here we are going into March again, almost a year later, Clay, and still no movement on that fight. to the point where now Sebastian Fundora, Clay, is like, all right, I'm done. I'm looking for other opponents.
Right.
And Errol Spence is telling us, Clay, it ain't it. If he's on social media and Errol Spence is saying, hey, I'm trying to give you the best version of me, but the clock is ticking.
Right.
And Errol Spence said a couple weeks ago, right? It's almost that time for the big fish, the shark, to get back in the ring. So clearly he wants to get back in the ring. It's not reserved on, it's not on his part, right, Clay?
Big facts. According to what he's saying, exactly. It's not him.
He's
not held up. He don't got nothing wrong with his eye. He ain't got nothing wrong with his ribs. He ain't got nothing wrong with the weight cut. He ain't got nothing wrong. He's waiting on. And he lets you know nobody ain't talked to me forever. You know what I'm saying? He even put that tweet out before.
Yeah, he put that out. I ain't talked to nobody in months.
Right.
So clearly, it's not on his part, and Fundora is not on his part.
Right.
And now Fundora, his Samson is looking at Turkey, talking about he waiting for Turkey and them to make him an offer.
100%.
So therefore, we know it ain't. It's something other than them not making a fight, which is the business. Dwayne Reed Jr., brother in the super chat, much love, family. He said, bro, why you keep hating on Tank? Oh, bro.
I read that before it came up. You should just go ahead and pass on it. Appreciate the $2.
Appreciate
we going to, but we got to, as a community, we really got to stop this nonsense. But I just think that you guys are just a bunch of of drill rappers with no good music to listen to. So you come up here and you try to, I don't know, I don't get it. Like, why even come in with that energy for what? You're sitting back. We're not even talking about homie, right? Like, salute to him, but what are you doing? You just these moments right here just expose you and show you what's wrong with boxing in the urban culture, in the urban community in America. And this is why Turkey's coming up here and snatched all these dudes from you. And you guys want to be upset at Turkey Al-Sheikh and say what he's doing, but no, you guys have destroyed boxing, bro. You've destroyed it on this side of on this side. When it comes to, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Devin Haneys, the Shakur Stevensons, the Terrence Crawfords. It's probably going to be Errol in a minute. You know what I mean? The way you guys just focus on one fighter and make it all about him, and you don't allow boxing to grow and be multifaceted and deal with all the fighters and push fights happening. Instead, you tear everything down. You're like Wild Pig, bro. You know how they do Wild Pig? It's hunting season all year long for Wild Pig because they serve no purpose. If you see one, kill one. That's the saying. Same thing with coyote. If you see one, kill one. There's not coyote season or Wild Pig season where they're like preserving the pigs and they're like, yo, at this time of the year, don't kill them because we don't want to make them extinct. They're like, you can't kill enough of them. All they do is eat up everything, crap over everything, piss on anything, kill all the vegetation, and move on to the next piece of property. So if you see one, kill one. That's what you guys are starting to become. Time in hindsight is exposing you guys as the most toxic thing to any of these fighters' careers. Any of them, including Tank, the guy who you guys try to celebrate, including him.
Yeah.
Grow up, man.
Split Wig 187, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on it. He said, Blue, they saying Ryan versus Dev is a goal. If they're both win, I don't see Ryan getting past Teo. I think Teo's bag is too deep for Ryan. What you think? It sounds like to me, Split Wig, that is going to be Ryan Garcia versus Isaac Cruz. And then it's going to be Devin versus Jose Ramirez. Right. So that's what I'm with all indications and all signs are pointing to. That's going to be Isaac Cruz and Ryan Garcia and Devin versus Jose Ramirez. I was saying the same thing, Split Wig. Me and Clay was talking about this as well. And we were saying that it's so much of a risk to put him in there with Teo when the ultimate goal is Devin versus Ryan too.
100%. Chestnut checkers.
Right. So it's similar to what we're saying about Terrence Crawford and Canelo. Would you put Terrence Crawford in there with a Fundora right now with the Canelo fight?
Or with a Bakram?
Yeah, with a Bakram. or Canelo in there with Benavidez. What you know what I'm saying? The ultimate goal is to get to September for Terrence Crawford and Canelo, and the ultimate goal for Devin and Ryan is to get to October for their showdown, right? So you want to put them in there with solid opposition, very good opposition,
Right.
Former world champ. You know what I'm saying? They still represent a problem and a roadblock, but they should win those fights, right? Ryan should beat Isaac Cruz, seeing as though, again, I'm being told that it's going to be at a 144. Now, Isaac Cruz is already small for 140. Now you're going to go up 4 more pounds.
Yeah, that's a crazy. I get it though. I get what they're doing as far as the fan bases and everything like that, but it does get to a point, in my opinion, when it becomes too much. Isak looks small at 140. At 140, he's a small dude. You know what I mean? He got a lot of heart. He can muster up a lot of power if you give him the opportunity to, and you let him walk you down. But Ryan Garcia is so tall. Arms is so much longer than his. Naturally, just so much of a bigger dude than Isak Cruz. I mean, I guess they're assuming that Isak is going to get through Fierro on the undercard of I don't think it's going to be Isak. I'm going to be honest with you. But I know people are saying that, and I'm sure you have inside. I guess that's what they're saying. I hope it's not. I'm going to be honest with you. But it is what it is. Let it be what it is. Give him that tune-up and let him make it to that fight. If you're trying to give him a fight or tune-up so he can make it to September or October, whatever that month is that they're supposed to be making that fight, and preserve that fight, do what you do. But I do think Isak's a little dude, bro.
Yeah, Isak. Jose Chavez, man. I'm going to go ahead and sit you in timeout for the rest of the day because you're just spamming at this point in time, brother. And
the rumor is Canelo wants $300 million from Turkey. Okay.
First, he was saying that they got to pay him $120 million. Then he was saying, he's just spamming at this point in time. So
it is what it is.
Yeah, Jose, man. Just go ahead and have several seats, brother. Destiny Black, peace and blessing, Queen. How you feeling today?
Queen.
So yeah, Isaac Cruz, he fighting Angel Fierro.
Right.
What's that next month? Right on the 1st.
He's fighting on March 1st. He's fighting on no. He's fighting on the David Benavidez on February 1st. He's fighting on the David Benavidez card, right?
In a couple weeks, right?
Right.
So, was it 2 or 3 weeks? So, he's expected to get past that fight, and then they're not talking about until May 3rd, right? So that would give him, all of February, rest of February, March, April, May. So it's still 3 months. About 3 months.
I thought he was fighting in March at first, but yeah, February he's fighting, so he got plenty of time yet.
Yeah, he got plenty of time. He already in shape. And then think, right, he 144. So, and how big is he anyway? I don't even think he weigh 150 pounds. You know what I mean?
I expect Ryan to knock him clean out. He's going to keep running in, and Ryan's going to time out that left hook. He's going to be letting it fly, and he's going to eventually catch him.
To me, Clay, it's a showcase fight, right? It's a big name, Isaac Cruz. It makes sense, right? Derek Gordon, 16, Deuce, Big G, what's up, family? Chris Brooks, what's up, family? It's B McGee, what's up? Eric Stevens, what's up? It's a big fight because timing, right? It's going to be Cinco de Mayo weekend. So you got Ryan and Isaac Cruz. That's huge for Cinco de Mayo weekend.
And I think they're setting it up for them to fight on the Canelo Alvarez undercard. So both him and Devin, right? Like he'll be fighting Isak and Devin will be fighting. Right.
So look who's going to be there. Canelo, Jose Ramirez, Ryan, and Isaac Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just 4. That's just what, 3 fights?
Right.
So go figure. You know what I'm saying? For Cinco de Mayo weekend, imagine all of the support Jose Ramirez is going to get, Isaac Cruz is going to get, Ryan going to get, and Canelo.
Devin too. You know what I mean? Canelo. Yep.
Right. So
it's gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be ridiculous because obviously because of Canelo, number one, right? But once again, with the people on it, you put Ryan Garcia and Canelo Alvarez on the same card is already diabolical because Ryan brings pulls so much attention to himself as well. Isak gathered up so much attention ever since he won that title off of Rolly Romero, right? Pulled so much attention to himself, and then you combine that with just the follow-up guys with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, who everybody's going to want to see both fight just because they're going to be anticipating them fighting in October. That card is going to be a blowout.
And that's just them. That's just 3 fights. And we talking about Turkey.
It might clear a million pay-per-views. It might clear it.
You know what the rest of the undercard going to look like dealing with Turkey?
Yeah, bro.
I guarantee you, I'm almost certain. Watch Andy Ruiz find his way on that card.
Crazy. Andy Ruiz, Andy Ruiz is still independent, or has he found a homie at all?
No, he's with the PBC, but the same situation.
He's with the PBC still. Yeah. Okay.
So now, mind you, imagine we get the Jarrell Miller Andy Ruiz rematch.
That'll be a great fight. Great fight.
You know great fight. You know,
that card will be. I think we can see a million pay-per-views.
Yeah,
on that. I think it's real possible, especially with the kind of marketing and promotion that Turkey's going to put behind this card. Yeah, I can only imagine what the promotion is going to look like. You know what I mean? You know how he does with the trailers and how he gets the fighters involved and scripts written, and he goes all the way to the next level. This is going to be such an exciting year for boxing. Dude, I don't know what people are talking about. I hear all the hate, but it is what it is. I just don't know what you're talking about. Boxing is lit this year, man.
Imagine that, Clay. Imagine Andy finds his way on there, right? Who else could you think of? And salute to Splitwig 187, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on in the super chat. He said, Pitbull mess around and stand upright into that thunderous left hook. LOL. That's what I'm telling you. I know people talking about he ain't gonna get, man, listen. He gets hit, bro, and he ain't never seen nothing with the speed and power Ryan coming with. And Ryan sits down on his punches because he's flat-footed. Isaac Cruz will come right in. His momentum.
Yep. I'm telling you, probably gonna get knocked out. And he keeps coming forward. So he'll get hit. Yeah. And the solution is to keep coming. He won't adjust. So even if you don't go out the first time, he'll go out eventually.
I don't know about Zerdo. Brandon Broussard, my brother in the super chat, dropping that dub. Appreciate you. He says, salute, Unc and Clay. I can't wait until Dev puts hands on Ryan Garcia. Dev will not fall for the banana in the tailpipe this time. I promise you. I don't believe so either.
Yeah.
But me and Clay, we're going to discuss that as well.
Right, for sure.
I think that he'll make the adjustments in the rematch, you know what I mean? But again, we got to see it. That's why it makes sense to get the fight. Jose Ramirez is a puncher. He's big, he's strong, he's aggressive. Perfect fight, you know what I'm saying?
It's a great matchup to prepare Devin. It's a great matchup. I mean, it's not an easy fight, but if he makes it look easy, it's going to speak volumes. Ryan is not getting prepared to fight against Devin by fighting no Isak Cruz for whatever it's worth. You know what I'm saying? He's not getting ready for Devin. He's getting a payday. Dev is getting ready by fighting Jose Ramirez, 100%.
So I think that Isaac Cruz definitely got a chin, for sure Tank was hitting him with some big punches, but Tank wasn't sitting down on his punches, right? He was moving. He was changing angles, the pressure. Tank is not as big as Ryan. And Ryan will be fully hydrated.
100%.
He won't be weight drained. You know, he'll be super big. And instead of, a big weight. So I just think that Ryan would be the first to knock him out.
I think he's going to get knocked out. If Ryan if Ryan gets hurt or put on his pockets or whatever have you, it's going to be embarrassing for him. It's going to expose him because I'm still in the air with Ryan Garcia because his left hook is the one thing that's the neutralizer, but he still does that funny Philly, California roll shell thing he does. He doesn't really show a lot of, he doesn't really adjust well. He fights one way thus far, and I've never seen him have to adjust yet. So, if Isak Cruz is able to expose him, then he might be exposed to the whole game. The whole trajectory of his career might move in a different direction with the way fighters approach fighting him. Because if you can get outside of that left hook and really just stay away from that, I mean, I haven't seen Ryan really, against Oscar Duarte, let's be honest, that fight was cool. He was doing what he was going to do, but until he got hit with that left hook, Oscar was on him.
Right.
Duarte was on him.
Yeah. But that's going to be good. He knocks out Isaac Cruz and Devin outclasses Jose Ramirez, and they both in the same building.
Mm-hmm.
The promotion for that fight.
Naturally. Yeah.
Through the roof. B. McGee, my brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on it to the super chat. He said, not to change the subject, but where are the Charlo brothers? And I like Esau over Ryan Clay, 100 Wilder versus Joshua. That's what. That's another thing. His Excellency said he wants to make Wilder Joshua since Fury retired, but he's going to try to talk Tyson Fury back into coming out of retirement. He likes Isaac Cruz over Ryan Garcia.
But you know why, Blue? The reason he likes Isaac Cruz over Ryan Garcia is because he thinks, so what a lot of other people think, that Ryan is a one-trick pony. And he feels like, tell me I'm wrong, B. McGee, you feel like Isaac Cruz is short. He's going to get under that hook, and he's going to attack that body, and eventually he's going to catch Ryan because Ryan's going to actually chase Isaac to catch him with the hook. He's going to have to lower his levels. He's going to have to come down Isaac Cruz's level and to catch Isaac Cruz, right? I'm telling you, I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. Now, I still believe Isaac is too aggressive and he doesn't know how to adjust and take advantage like you saw a Gervonta Tank Davis do, because Gervonta was able to get under that hook as well, but he was able to capitalize on it. He had great movement. He had great defense. Isaac has great defense as well. But I don't know. You guys might be right. Stylistically, Isaac's approach to the fight might be, I got to think about it, man, because now that I'm talking and I'm listening to myself talk, Isaac has a chance of upsetting this dude, bro, because the way Tank fought Ryan, I can kind of see Isaac Cruz fighting that way, bro. I can see Isaac fighting that way a little bit.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Ryan won't be weight drained, and he'll be more able to take the punch.
Isaac get to that body, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be. Let's see.
The body's gonna make it interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's gonna get under that. He's gonna get under that hook at least a couple of times. He ain't just gonna sit there and just get hit by it. He's gonna get under it. Ryan's gonna go for it. And the thing about Ryan Garcia is when he gets hurt or when he feels like he's down, he automatically goes to the left hook. You can almost count on it. That's what he's gonna do. Now, I don't know if Derek James has been able to elevate this dude's game. It would be interesting to see, because what if we see a Ryan Garcia who's boxing, who's standing behind that jab, who has great footwork, who carries it a little bit like a Rayo Venezuela did, where he's making Isaac look slow or making him look like a one-trick pony and getting around him and walking him into shots. That brings an element of, damn, Devin, this is going to be a way more competitive fight. But Ryan hasn't proven to this day to be a fighter who adjusts and fights that way. You know what I mean? That Philly shell, you know what? This might be a way more interesting fight than we think it's gonna be. That's all I'm saying. I'm still picking Ryan, but I ain't gonna lie, McGee, B McGee. You got my brain running a little bit. I gotta kind of think about it a little bit more, man.
Yeah, I can see it being competitive, but I just think that Isaac Cruz. Again, like, I'm not saying it won't be competitive. I just think that Isaac Cruz is gonna get knocked out, right. And I think that he's gonna get knocked out because I just think that he's gonna run right into something that he's too aggressive coming forward, and I think that Ryan will eventually time him and knock him out. You know what I'm saying? Now I do see, like you said, I see it being competitive up until that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I do think that he just is gonna. He was getting clipped with some left hands from Rayo. Rayo just don't got the power, and he wasn't trying to sit down on it, right? Rayo was more trying to avoid him than engage with him, right?
Right.
Ryan is flat-footed. He's gonna sit down on them punches. So when he turned over that left hook on Isaac Cruz, sometimes Isaac Cruz leaves his feet, right, leaping with them hooks, right? I just think that Ryan is going to time him in that one of them instances. And good night, Irene.
He's fast. Isaac also has real good defense. He knows how to shell up pretty well. I think it's an interesting fight, man. Now that as we're talking about it, I'm getting more excited to see it. Like I'm getting more, because at first I'm like, he's just gonna knock this dude out. He's gonna keep running into Ryan, trying to get him. He's gonna run into something bad. But Isak got good defense, and man, Ryan really got exposed against those short, punchy dudes when he fought Gervonta. He kind of got exposed on that, guys. Right? I'm not crazy. I don't know. B. McGee, you got a point, brother. You done started some shit, man.
And another thing too, Clay, is remember he's moving up to 44 too. So Ryan is going to be 160 pounds.
He is, but is he going to be as fast as Isak? Who's going to be the faster guy in the ring that night? Is it going to be Ryan's left hook? Might be the faster punch, but who's going to be the faster fighter? Who's going to have the better movement? Isak got great head movement. He knows how to move that head, keep off the line, and stay in the defense. He's going to get inside. And how about this? If Isak's able to keep this fight a mid-range fight, turn it into a fight to where he's staying in Ryan's chest all night,
that could be a problem.
That could be a problem for Ryan to let that left hook catch him. That hook inside of Ryan and having them long arms and him being lower, Ryan might be shooting for that left hook all night. Isak might be timing that left hook out, getting up under it and coming over the top with crazy over the hand right hand hooks and catching Ryan, because he got power. Isak got power. Does he have enough power to hurt Ryan at 144? We'll see.
It's going to be interesting, but I just think that I just see him standing up and just getting clipped.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still leaning towards Ryan, but I think the fight's more interesting than I thought it was before B. McGee said something. I was like all in after being, and I started talking about, because I knew what he was going to say. I knew him getting under that hook, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, Ryan just doesn't adjust. What's he going to do? What's he going to do if he's not if he's having a hard time catching Isak with that hook, the way he was having a hard time catching Gervonta Tank Davis with that hook? What does he do? These uppercuts, what's he gonna do? He gonna try to sucker Isak. Isak has great head movement and great defense, so you're gonna have to strategically set him up. I just find that Ryan Garcia has been somebody who throws that hook so fast and kind of throws it when these shots come at him. It's like he throws at the same time you throw your punch, and his shot is so fast he catches you first. But he didn't do that well against Gervonta Tank Davis, who was just ultimately keeping it mid-range, staying on him, holding him for them first rounds, for like that first round, 1-2 rounds. He was just holding him, smothering all that power, taking all that from up under him. But ultimately, when it came down to Ryan Garcia having to set Tank up and find Tank was able to get up inside of him and ultimately hurt him with a body shot. Interesting.
This is true. My brother 8 in the building, the super chat, dropping that Cinco on it in the chat. Gotta show love, OGs. Y'all being melanated beings, speaking all the truth in this world shows a 23-year-old what life is and what I need to be doing. Salute to you, young king. Much love, family. Much love, family. Yeah, man. Just stay out the streets and understand everything in life is a repeat.
Right, and it's all work. You can't get around the hard work. That's something I had to learn. So you might as well work the right way, because a lot of the times you cutting corners trying to cut the workload, and you multiply your work, because now you got to catch up to all the time you wasted. Once you finally wake up and realize that it's not going to work that way, now you got to start from where you could have been starting a long time ago. So you're really just compounding the work, man. It's all work, man. It's all work. Trust me.
And another thing about it is that old saying when the elders used to tell us, man, if I know what I know now, if I knew it then, right? I used to be like, yeah. Right. And you don't realize life passed you by, and it's the absolute truth. It's golden words, man. Yeah. Those words is golden, man.
All work. The sooner you get to it, the sooner you get it over with, right? It's like it's all work. Like the sooner you get to it and do it, the sooner you get through it. But if you try to skip it and not work and scam and cut corners, you're just gonna fall on your face and end up having to go do the work anyway.
Yeah,
except you're gonna be doing it later. That's it.
Everything's a rerun. Like right now, everybody's starting to rock bell bottoms again. It's all a rerun. Baggy clothes, baggy clothes and bell bottoms. It's all a remake. It's all a repeat. Salute to B McGee, brother, back in the super chat. He said, Isak never been knocked out, Blue. It's the first time for everything.
For sure.
Mike Tyson ain't never been knocked out until he faced James Buster Douglas.
Crazy.
Then he got knocked out.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Hey, a lot of people ain't never been knocked. Lennox Lewis was never knocked out till he ran into Oliver McCall and then Hasim Rahman.
Right.
And now he got knockouts on his resume. Sean Porter was never knocked out or stopped until he came across Terrence Crawford.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, there's a handful of people that go through the sport and just simply never get knocked out or knocked down.
Big facts.
Those dudes are, and I don't even know who they are because even the Floyd Mayweather is just unofficial, but he been knocked down. K Muller, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you know, we got to see.
Yeah,
We got to
man.
see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But marvelous tracks, brother, in the super chat, dropping that. Wanted to the super chat. Salute, fellas. Who will Tio fight, and what's up with Spence? If Canelo lose, is it the end of his career, or does he have to fight David to rebound? It's a good question. Who does Tio fight? Well, see,
it's complicated with Tio, isn't it?
It's so complicated because
you got Top Rank still there. People don't want to acknowledge it, but Bob is still there.
Yeah, because you know what it is, Clay. You just said it, right? You can't go around it, right? Tio's trying to go around it, right? He's trying to not have to, you know, fight this guy, fight that guy. He don't want to do this. He don't want to do that. Like he's trying to go maneuver his way around it, right? And how realistic is that? You know what I'm saying?
Not with Bob. It's not unless Turkey outright buys this dude's contract out and brings him on as an ambassador of Riyadh season and makes him one of his fighters, which Turkey can very well do, right? Because Tio makes a great dancing partner for some big fights at 140 and 147. But outside of that, Bob is just too savvy and too his T's are going to be crossed, his I's are going to be dotted. He's well tenured in this game. He's not going to get a Teofimo Lopez isn't going to get this dude off his square and you know what I mean, trick him out his spot. Tio gonna pay the piper, man. He gonna fight the fights he need to fight to make Top Rank whole.
Yeah, and you play with Bob Arum, he'll just make sure you sit on the shelf.
Period.
He don't mind making sure
played with the best of him. You talking about a dude that was going head up with Don King? You know what I'm saying? Like this dude is he knows his game. He's laughing at Tio, to be honest with you. He's sitting back like this little young dude think he going, bro. I don't face way better opposition than you, bro.
Right. You think you're gonna outmaneuver me? That's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And unless like Clay said, Turkey decides to step in and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep him on the shelf. Let's put him in this fight. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, you know, then we could see. But it's hard to answer that question because Tio is such a unpredictable character. It's just impossible to predict. You know what I'm saying? He's
also has to calm down because
he's asking for fights and then turning down the fights.
Yes, he got to stop doing that, bro, because it's bad credit. It's bad credibility on his side. He's looking like somebody who wants to do business with somebody like that. He has to start showing some consistency in his willingness to fight the fights. You know what I mean? Not just only fight the fights he wants. I get where he's coming from to a degree. I get where he's coming from to a degree, you know, and I mean that because you going against a fight with whenever he fights the opponents he really doesn't want to fight, he gives these lackluster performances, right? He fights against Jermaine Ortiz, he almost loses that fight. Buddy was like straight crying in the ring because I know he thought he lost that fight. I know he thought the judges, you know what I'm saying, he thought he lost that fight.
Exactly.
And then he fought against Claggett, and then he got 2 knots on his head over his eyes, right? He got 2 big old eyeballs, both eyes swollen. He wants to fight. He knows I think he's becoming a little bit more comfortable with who he actually is, and he realizes that the biggest fights bring out the best in him and give him his best opportunity to get paid. I think he's a nerve-wracked, like anxiety-driven dude, and he's fearful of losing against somebody he shouldn't be losing against.
He's a very unsettled soul.
Yes, I like that one.
He's a very unsettled soul. He wants I don't think he actually truly understands what he wants. He wants his independence. Teo wants to be able to say and do whatever he wants to do, when he wants to do it, how he wants to do it, and the truth of the matter is that's not how the world operates.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like what you just said, Clay. You can't. What Blaze said? Some people trying to ice skate uphill. You can't ice skate uphill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It is what you, and he's doing it to himself. One day, I want to fight this dude.
Right.
Right. Then they offer you this dude, but it's not for the money you want. I understand his standpoint, like you said, Clay. He beat Lomachenko. He beat Ryan. What's his name? Josh Taylor.
Right.
He knocked out Richard Comey. He beat
Right.
Jermaine Ortiz, whether we think he won or not. You know what I'm saying? So he wants to be treated like a superstar at 27 years of age.
Right.
But the fact remains is that he simply don't move the needle like that.
Right. Because he gives these performances, these lackluster performances that you can tell mentally he's not in the, he's a 50-50 dude. If he's mentally in the right space, it's going to be a good fight. But if he's distracted, if he's not, that night when he went through it with Sandor Martin, he was asking himself if he still got it. That same night, like you saw him and his wife were kind of going through it over his son and, kind of like making it very difficult for him. His personal life seeps into his professional life. And he's selling himself out by not fighting like the Subriel Matias fight. He got offered $3 million for that fight. This is what Bob Arum said. You don't look good moving away from this fight the way you are. You know what I mean? And Turkey's there to make the biggest fights, but you're in line. You're in line because you got Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, who they want to see make a big mega fight, and they're not going to allow you to step into the conversation and derail none of that. So what are you going to do? I mean, you want to fight Subriel Matias. I mean, you don't want to fight Subriel Matias because you want Bob Arum's wrong side. You're telling him you're trying to leave. You want to get bought out your contract. So he's giving you the boogeyman. I think the ideal fight for Teofimo Lopez right now would probably have, in my opinion, would have been a Hitchinson, a unification fight with Hitchinson in New York, Madison Square Garden. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it big. Hitchinson out of Brooklyn, Teo out of Brooklyn. Let's make this big fight happen. But no, bro, why should I give you a fight where you're going to unify and then you're going to leave? You know what I mean? I don't know what the rules are as well because Teo talk out of both sides of his neck. Right. He says at one point him getting a championship is dangerous because he's going to extend his contract with Top Rank if he does it. But at the same time, he's pursuing nothing but title fights. He's trying to fight Jerome Butenis. He's trying to fight Richard Hitchinson. He's trying to fight Terrence Crawford. He's trying to fight all these guys who hold titles. So it's interesting to see him navigate through this whole entire mess he's created for himself, understanding, in my opinion, that Bob Arum is waiting on the other side of this maze like this. When you're done, let me know so I can put you in a fight. Like you're not getting away from me. He's already at the exit. Like, are you done yet? Are you finished? All right, bro. So who you fight next is boom. So in my opinion, handle your business with Bob. Get these fights out the way. If it's Subriel, I think you can beat Subriel. I think Teofimo legitimately can beat Subriel. I think it's a hard fight. I think Subriel is a dangerous fighter in his own right, but I do think he's also one-dimensional in a lot of ways. So I think Teofimo could take advantage of that and get these wins, but he has to make Top Rank and Bob Arum whole. He's not going to get out of that unless, of course, he has an investor in Turkey Al-Sheikh that's willing to go ahead and spend that money and make Bob Arum whole and allow him to walk away and jump into the next chapter of his career.
And Turkey ain't going to buy him out.
I don't see why he would. Not to mention the fact that he's building a relationship with Bob Arum. Bob Arum's coming over to the zone, so why would he burn Bob Arum? You know what I'm saying, and make Bob Arum look dumb? I don't see him doing that either.
Right. That's the thing. Like he can. There's so many different things that he can do without having to buy him out. It makes no sense for him.
Yeah,
makes no sense. He says, "What's up with Spence?" Spence is in a tough situation, man. Spence is in a situation where is again, it's loyalty, right? His loyalty is riding with the PBC, but they're not able to put the fights on for him. Clearly, if he's saying he wants it, Fundora and Sampson is saying they want it, and it's not happening. Well, there's only one reason why it's not happening.
Facts.
It's the business is just holding it up.
Yeah. Errol is not, oh man, guys, man. And you know, people get so upset at us, Blue, when we talk like this, because here we come with the PBC hate, right? That's what we're bringing to the table, right? And it's not, you know, obviously I'm being sarcastic. We're not bringing the hate, but I think we are bringing some reality. Like I can't remember the president who made the inconvenient truth, but we're bringing you guys some inconvenient truth. That's not, you know, it doesn't align with your narrative and what you want it to be. But what it is what it is. You know what I mean? All fingers point towards the pot ain't sweet enough for Errol to fight Sebastian Fundora. And at this point, I don't think anybody's in the dark about how sweet the pot needs to be for Errol. The only question that comes up is, can you make it sweet or not? Right? Do you have the ability to sweeten the pot for Errol Spence to bring him into a fight with a towering inferno, or don't you? And from what I can tell, if I had to guess and speculate, which is all I can do, I think they've been kind of like kicking the can down the road with Errol Spence and kind of giving him, we're working on it, champ. We gonna get it, champ. Don't worry, champ. And Champ is sitting there like, all right, well, when you get it, we'll make the fight happen. So the rumors come out, oh, he's getting ready to do it this month, he's getting ready to do that month, and they're hoping maybe they can get him with that old business model. And I think Errol Spence and fighters like him, Gervonta Tank Davis, the Charlo brothers, they're beyond the $2 million guarantee. I'm going to get my money on the back end with the pay-per-view nonsense. They're not with that no more. These guys want $8, $10 million, $15 million, $20 million guarantees to get in the ring, especially somebody like Errol Spence. I've told you guys already, Errol Spence was the face of the PBC before Tank. You know what I'm saying? He's not riding that wave of, oh, I'm not him no more because I lost against Terrence. He's not going backwards. Why would he do that? His life is on the line. You heard what that man said in his tweet. He told you how performance enhancement drugs are getting used in the space. People are cycling off using drugs for like a year and a half, then cycling off, coming in diesel and strong and killing people. He knows what's on the line every time he gets in the ring, especially in a Hornet's Nest division like 154 pounds. So he's not going to go up in there and just fight any old body without his cake. You know what I'm saying? Without his chicken. It's got to be proper. And if you're wondering why Errol Spence isn't in the ring yet, it's not because of injuries. It's not because of him. He's not ready yet. No, it's either you guys are ready for the pot to be sweet like he needs it, or you're not. And clearly you're not.
Right. And the fact that, I mean, we could read between the lines. It's just not that hard. You know, it's hard for people that just simply want to make it hard, but it's really not that hard. If Errol Spence is saying that he wants to fight, you know, Fundora clearly wants to fight. He wants to defend his titles, right?
100%.
And they're not able to come together to make the fight. And then all you have to do is look at another indication is the David Benavidez and David Morrell situation. It was a similar situation where they both wanted to fight. They was trying to make the fight. They was being offered fights that they didn't want. David Morrell to fight in Minnesota at the Armory again, and David Benavidez to fight Jesse Hart. Remember?
Right.
And they say, you know what, Mike, to you, what's up? They picked up the phone. They called each other. They found their own sponsors. Their own investors to make the fight, and they made the fight happen on their own.
Exactly.
And now we're getting David Morrell versus David Benavidez, right? Clear as day, it's a similar situation. But I guess they can't find it. And it's ironic, right, Clay? Because Sampson represents David Benavidez the same way he represents Sebastian Fundora.
100%.
So, again, Sampson is shopping him to Turkey and options with Turkey.
Right.
That tells you everything you need to know.
100%, Blue. 100%.
Samson saying, "Hey, I'm waiting for Turkey and them to make us a." Well, that tells you everything you need to know right there. But you have people that just can't get out their own way. You know, the boxing fans. It's like the boxing fans are punch drunk, right? Like the boxing fans been in the ring taking punches and in sparring taking punches. That's what it seems like to me. This is not hard to understand, and it has, again, right, Clay? It has nothing to do with dislike or disdain or hating on the PBC. That's not the case. Why would we want the PBC to go away? That don't make sense. I got friends with the PBC that are employed.
What kind of personal vendetta will we have against the PBC?
How do we benefit from them?
Nothing. Yeah, no benefit. Like we only benefit from the fights happening.
Right. The only thing we benefit from is if they're active and they putting on fights.
Facts.
Period.
Facts. The only issue I have with the PBC is the inactivity of the fighters on their roster, man.
Plain and simple.
And fighters have said things, even like Stephen Fulton has complained a little bit about his position on the last card he was on. And fighters are not being active over there, man. It's clearly something wrong. I just refuse to believe that there's some sort of genius marketing strategy behind fighters not fighting. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's what people like to think about. Like, Heyman is this great businessman. He knows exactly what he's doing. I refuse to believe this man sitting at a table with his partner saying, you know what we should do? Freeze everybody and don't make him active for the whole 2024. It's going to make 2025 that much better. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, man, that don't make no sense. That means he's not getting paid.
Right. Also, what about this new deal with Amazon? Trying to convince them and show them what you can do. How does that benefit your relationship with them? It doesn't work at all.
Right.
It doesn't work at all.
That doesn't benefit Al Heyman, so that, that just don't make sense, man. So there's just clearly issues. Now, he said if Canelo lose, is it the end of his career? No. Only if he wants it to be.
Right. If he feels like it, it could be a sign for him to walk away. If he loses, he might feel like that's a sign for him to walk away. But like, what do you mean? Like, does he lose his face of boxing position? Does he lose his value? Is he stop packing out stadiums? Do people stop buying into his fights? Do people stop celebrating him for everything he's done in his career? No way.
Right. No way. There's no reason for him unless Clay, he's like, you know what? I made enough money. Maybe he gets 100. They said he's gonna get 70 million, right, for this Canelo Crawford fight. So you factor in how much you think he get for William Skull. So he get the William Skull payday, he get the Crawford payday. Is there really a reason for him to keep fighting if he don't fight Benavidez?
You mean after Crawford?
Yeah.
No. He should be about done, in my opinion. The only fight left is David Benavidez after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it.
Even if he fought Benavidez afterwards, what's win, lose, or draw? What's left for him to do?
Nothing.
I mean, we could say a rematch with Bivol if Bivol beats Beterbiev.
Right.
But like that's like he's pretty much done everything.
Especially if Bivol loses against Beterbiev.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing left. And I don't think I think he's made a good amount of money. I don't think he's that money hungry, especially with a good payday like Terrence. Matter of fact, it's fair to say that Terrence makes sense as the last fight, because after that, it's just like, come on, I done fought for 70 million against somebody who came up 2 weight classes. I'm on my way out the door. And there's a good chance that the fight's going to be so competitive at a minimum that he's just going to be like, I'm ready to stop anyway. Even, even on the back end of a win, it's going to be a very competitive fight, I believe, no matter what. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Salute the Big Hurt, my brother in the super chat. Much love, family. He said, did Turkey just steal fighters from BLK Prime?
Nah, I don't feel like he stole fight. I don't think he's taking them. They're always going to be free to go back and fight on BLK.
Yeah, they can always go back and forth. He just made him a better offer.
Yeah, bro. Like, they right.
You can't you can't. Hey, what could you say about that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta, like, that's what they're here to do, man. They know what it is. BLK ain't trying to feel no kind of way about Riyadh season.
It's just like everybody else, every other promoter. Like, he like, hey, you top rank, he taking your fight, Matchroom, whatever. What Eddie Hearn say, Clay? I got to get on board.
100%.
It just is what it is.
For the benefit of my fighters, that's what he's supposed to be representing. How you gonna keep them away from their biggest paydays and them becoming big superstars just for his pride? Just to be like, nah, it's not happening under my banner. I'm not promoting it. Come on, man.
Yeah. No, it just is what it is. Shut up and laugh. What's up, family? Salute.
Salute.
So we got the Devin Haney rematch with Ryan Garcia. Now, everybody complained that Devin Haney wasn't trying to rematch Ryan Garcia. Now, I don't see no videos or nobody saying that Devin Haney was scared. Yes, they said Devin Haney was scared. They said Devin Haney was ducking. He's going to court to do all these things. Ryan Garcia agrees to do the testing. Devin Haney agrees to drop the lawsuit. Now we're going to get the rematch. Right. So, again, this is what we wanted. But now, again, it's just egg on the face of people because you said that Devin was avoiding it. He was ducking. He was scared. He's not.
But Devin was taking his time to do what he needed to do as far as adjustments, as far as training, as far as getting his confidence back together, as far as being prepared to enter this new chapter in his career. And this is a new chapter for Devin Haney. He's being confronted with adversity. You know what I mean? The weight cut, the punching, the power translating in the punching power that he has to face in a 140-pound weight class division that is still competitive. It's still one of those divisions. It just hasn't come full circle because of people like Teofimo, playing these games, and the division's not moving like it's supposed to be doing. Plus, a lot of the fighters are PBC fighters. I mean, I'm just saying at the end of the day, there's a lot of politics into it, but 140 is a very competitive division. I think Devin did the right thing. He took the time off to work. He was nonstop working. He kept showing you guys videos of him training. He kept showing that he was working on things. I think people really were just trying to, once again, fans trying to tell boxers what to do with their careers, right? Not allowing him to adjust, trying to push him into a situation. And if he would have listened to you guys, he probably would have got clipped again, right? Because his business with Ryan Garcia was never finished with. But the moment Ryan Garcia became suspended and he couldn't fight him for a year, he played the game as well. He took advantage of it and said, this is a big fight. There's a big money fight. He's got a very intelligent manager / trainer / father in Bill Haney, who's not going to allow him to fumble the bag. The bag is too huge with Ryan Garcia. So you stay out a year as well, right next to Ryan. You feel me? You get ready. You get better. I'm going to sit here. Matter of fact, I'm going to be real with you. He threw that lawsuit out there, but I wouldn't be shocked if that lawsuit wasn't already understood that they were going to drop it when it came time for the fight. It was just to tie up, stay in the news, stay on the haters' tongue, right? Have them speaking, have them talking about Devin on all these channels, and ultimately building up a whole entire momentum behind this fight coming together. And here he is right now with Turki Al-Sheikh, not shocking to me, getting ready to put together some great fights, not only with Ryan, with Ryan Garcia. He understood the money that was on the table with Turki Al-Sheikh. He wasn't going to let you guys trick him out the bag, even if Devin wasn't smart enough or quick enough, witty enough to stay on the bag. Bill wasn't going to let that happen. You know what I mean? Bill wasn't going to let that happen. They did the right thing, and I think we're going to see adjustments. I think adjustments have been made. He added the Mickey Bays, the Nate Jones. You know what I'm saying? He did the things that he needs to do in order to make sure that a left hook ain't going to be a problem for Devin Haney. He'll have 99 problems. That left hook won't be one. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's how Devin is going to carry it. And we're going to see a whole different energy when they fight each other. You know what I mean?
Right. Peace west to the queen, K Different Breed in the building.
Damn, she
salute, Blue. Been in the I had to say, what's up, OG? Hey, I'm trying to get like you, Queen. I'm in the gym heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Tax says, sweet Jesus, she swole.
Yeah, man. She ain't playing.
Hey, she on it, man. That's discipline right there, boy.
For sure.
That's discipline right there.
Definitely restricting them carbs. I believe it.
Yeah, she disciplined.
Yeah, but what do you think about Devin Devin's return? What do you think about the whole play? What do you think about this whole year and what was actually happening in comparison to what the narrative was that was being pushed, that was happening? You know what I'm saying? Like in contrast to each other of what was actually happening, even with the whole BLK Prime move, right? People like, he's fell off. He's had to go to the what was that record label back in the day that all the rappers, they called it the graveyard Koch. He went to He went to the Koch Records of boxing. He's done. Nobody wants him. You know what I mean? Him letting the world know that the promoters were blackballing him and blacklisting him and not offering him no big bags. But you had to know in the background, Turkey was always there. You know, Devin and Terrence were like two of the first fighters that Turkey really was like, these are mine. These are my guys. Like, I'm going to put these guys, no matter what, I'm working with these guys. Bill always knew that and has always promoted his excellency as the future of boxing and bringing a new era of boxing in with Turkey Al-Sheikh. But there was always complaints about what Devin was top rank ain't doing me right. You know what I'm saying? Look at Eddie Hearn screwed me over. They're trying to blackball me. And the whole game was like, even me at one point was like, does Devin need to accept the fact that his stock has gone down a little bit and he has to do some tune-up fights? But he made me eat my own words by showing up in England. And I think the response during that media workout in England showed he's in good hands. He is not thrown in the trash. America, this urban toxic drill rapper culture in boxing has thrown away Devin Haney, but on an international stage, he's still the dream. And people still want to see him fight, and people like Turkey still want to put money behind him.
Because outside of the United States, we don't throw fighters away for quote-unquote losses and all that.
Right.
We do that only here in the States.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they don't do that in the UK. People still want to see what's his name? Derek Chisora fight.
Right. He got like 15 losses or something like that. But he a machine, man.
Bro, he stay active. People want to see him fight.
And he get top dollar. He get top dollar. He's a well-paid heavyweight. Because
they pay him for the entertainment.
Right.
And they know he's going to show up and entertain every time out.
100%.
AK Crowder, what's up, family?
Salute, AK.
You see what I'm saying? They know every time he show up, he going to show out.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Nah, man, you know it goes to show that, you know, people are going to want to throw shots and say whatever they want to say, but the truth is what the truth is. And I talked about this earlier before, Blue. These fighters ain't listening to y'all no more. And I know for me to say that, it's like, yeah, but no, I'm telling you, you're not taking into consideration this boxing space right now. When it comes to these urban fighters, when it comes to the Devins, the Terrences, the Shakur Stevenses, the Jalil Hackett's, the Hitchinsons, when it comes to these fighters, they're not tapped into you guys. They're not concerned about what you're saying because you guys aren't selling fights. You're not pushing for fights. You're not celebrating these fighters. You're comparing these fighters to one fighter that you're celebrating, whether he's going to lose or not lose. Like Keyshawn Davis is. They know they're not listening to you. And you can tell, like Devin goes over to the UK, and the response he got for somebody who hasn't fought in damn near a year. And the last time he fought, on top of that, he got clipped and damn near stopped. Look at the response he got. The international sport of boxing is drowning out the noise of the Chief Keef content creators of the space. You know what I'm saying? All you guys who just control your little community and make your super chats off of it. The boxing space has disconnected from you guys. They don't care about what you think. You know what I mean? Hence the PBC focused on, you know, you guys supporting them, and you guys are still supporting them. But as you can tell, it don't move. It ain't worth the bag of tea in England. You know what I'm saying? It don't add up to like money. Right. You know what I mean? Except for that one fighter. I mean, we know who he is and he getting his money, but even he's struggling to get to the bag he thought he was going to get.
And so my thoughts is that it was perfect timing, right? Like you said, everything happened for a reason.
Right.
And now they're going to get their biggest payday, right? They ain't going to have to worry about locations and Oscar not doing this and all that. They're going to get their bag. They're going to get the rematch. They're going to get their date, right? And he removed, once again, Turkey has removed all the negativity from it.
Right. All the cross the street politics.
Yeah. I'm the A side and I'm the B side. No, you ain't getting this. I'm not giving that. He's eliminated that.
Right.
Swept it right away. And now, Turkey, hey, listen, you do the testing, you drop the lawsuit. Bang. No problem.
Sat him right down.
Bang.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm gonna build it up on top of that. I'm gonna put y'all on the same card, Cinco de Mayo weekend with Canelo Alvarez, and build up these other fights that's coming up behind it.
Crazy.
But he's bad for boxing. Oh, and Clay, I could have sworn Turkey was getting run out the United States, but that Canelo card is going to
be right here.
It's going to be on the U.S. soil.
Right here.
Yeah. And so is the Canelo Crawford. So the biggest fight in all of boxing will be on U.S. soil. And one of the biggest cards, and we don't even know what that undercard going to look like, right? But this undercard is serious.
Yes.
So, man, come on, man.
The exposing is going to happen. And I've heard some crazy things. You know, I hit you the other night on the text message. We had our conversation about the diabolical, you know, the reaching, you know what I'm saying, that's happening right now. There's an exposing on its way. And maybe it's us, Blue. Maybe we're about to get exposed. Who knows, right? Like, who knows, right? But it's on its way, man. All the hype, all the narrative, all the fake news, all the scenarios, all the fear mongering. Am I mongering? Mongering, all the fear mongering that's going on, because that's what it is. You guys are like the liberals right now. You're selling like wearing masks and staying home and not going to work, and you know what I mean? You guys are trying to sell that. Don't watch these fights. They're taking the fights away from us. We'll never get it back. Women are getting beat in Saudi Arabia. The government is a monarchy. You're supporting the worst things in the world. They're never going to get. You're doing mongering, right? You're doing all this fear mongering, because what you're not doing is saying, why are you watching these fights? You watching those fights? Because we already know that's not what's happening, right? Boxing is getting watched on all levels, but there's definitely a side of boxing stateside that's not active, that's not putting on big fights, that's not putting on a lot of events, that's not entertaining the boxing fan. And there's definitely another side of the track that's nonstop putting on big fights, putting on competitive cards. And you're trying to convince the people that that's bad. Don't watch that. Why are you supporting that? And the only alternative to not supporting that, the only alternative to supporting that is to sit here with you guys and complain and whine all day about what we're not getting stateside. You're trying to convince people that this is a legitimate thing that they should be doing. You know what I'm saying? That this is a patriotic or loyal thing to be doing, is to be starving yourself as a boxing fan of watching fights. You know what I'm saying? You guys are the liberal, you know what I mean? You guys are the he, she, we, you know what I'm saying? You guys are the whole, and that movement, that's what you guys are. That's what you represent.
And it's massive fights on top of it.
Yeah, massive.
Can't make it up.
Yeah.
Contact and perspective, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on the super chat. He said, do y'all have a problem with Devin versus Ryan being in 40? It seemed like it should be in LA, Vegas, with them being West Coast kids. I don't have a problem with it, because I don't know, again, like me and Clay is saying, we don't know what the undercard gonna look like. You know what I'm saying? So do I have a problem? No. This is as Clay always says, this is a worldwide sport.
Welcome
right,
to
Clay? Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman was in Africa. It wasn't here in the States. 2 American fighters fought in Africa. Right? So here, let these two, and it broadened their reach. Right?
It introduced the world to boxing on a huge level, to the point where they're naming that stadium over there, they're rebuilding it, naming it the Ali Foreman, you know what I mean, arena or stadium, whatever you want to call it. Like, this is what it's doing, man. Shakur Stevenson had an interview the other day when he spoke about how he never been to England. right? And he's in shot. He's like, yo, the fans over here really love boxing. They're not just caught up on one aspect of boxing. So, so they're paving a lane for fighters over here who aren't Tank, because I'm all on board with your Tank. You don't need nothing. You don't need Turkey. You don't need to be in England. You happen to be a fighter who legitimately can control what you're doing here in America and make that money. But to all the other fighters who are not able to do that, this gives them an opportunity for international exposure, man. This is the best thing that could ever happen to them. The worst thing that ever happened to them was them fighting over the same old, not educated, not real boxing fans fighting over them, fighting, trying to get it, protect their O's because they're so scared of losing, because you fans are so wishy-washy. As soon as they lose, you're ready to throw them away. Now they can compete. They can compete to their heart's content. They can train and bet on themselves. And if they lose, still get fights and make money. They can actually gamble on more competitive fights, take an L, be part of an exciting card, be part of an exciting fight, and still be invited back to make other fights and make money. This is a dream come true for real boxing fans and for the boxers in America who are trying to blow up. Only the haters and the people who think that it's all about Tank or it's all about the PBC are going to have a problem with this movement moving the way that it is.
So I don't have a problem, neither does Clay, with this fight being in Saudi. It just, to me, I like the idea of these fighters being able to venture out. You know what I'm saying? I always was one, Deontay Wilder can tell you, I was one, Clay, that was lobbying. Man, Champ, if you could make the fight with Joshua in Africa, you know what I'm saying?
Or even with Martin Bacoli and Joshua in Africa out here is also on the table.
It's on the table. Yeah, make it in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Why not? That brings back the sport. It brings back the sport. You know what I'm saying? RJ, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub in the super chat. He said 2025 starting off pretty great. Salute and blessings to everybody. Blessings to you, family.
Blessings to you, man.
Yeah, man. It's starting off great, man. This is it's a great look, man.
It's great, man. Don't forget the tournament. Mauricio Suleiman and Turkey Al-Sheikh are working on a WBC tournament for all the prospects in the game. They're trying to bring all the prospects at some point this year to do a huge tournament. So Turkey's not only investing into the that's another thing. People always, everything that people had a fear of Turkey doing, he's had a response to it. He was only in the heavyweight division where he went and brought Raymond Ford over there to fight Nick Ball, and literally Raymond Ford won an award for being part of the best round. You know what I'm saying? Boxing went, you know what I'm saying, not against Nick Ball, but you know what I'm saying, but still celebrating him, right? They said, oh, he's not developing fighters. Well, now he's coming up with a tournament for the prospects. You know what I'm saying? So you can put all the prospects in the world on a tournament and get them paid and show them to the world. Oh, he's not putting events over here in America. Well, now he did one already with Terrence Crawford. Oh, he's not coming back. Well, now he's going to do one of the biggest events of all time with Canelo Alvarez headlining it, with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia on the card. Cruz is going to be on the card. Every single thing you guys are saying he's not doing, he's doing. He bought Ring Magazine, put a big award show, celebrated all the fighters in front of their peers, and now Ring Magazine within itself is a movement that's going to be putting on events separate from Riyadh season, because Riyadh season is still doing the biggest fights and the biggest events out there in Saudi, but now Ring Magazine itself is an entity moving. You guys try to throw shots and say him buying Ring Magazine was the worst thing that could have ever happened. Yeah, right. I can't tell. I'm still waiting on seeing how that's bad with what he just did. And then you guys try to hate on that. He's checking all of the boxes, man. This year is going to be an epic year for boxing. I advise everybody else who don't want it to be there to figure a way to support the fighters out here and support these fights and stop hating on fighters and start celebrating them, because y'all look pathetic out here, and it's going to get worse for y'all before this year is over.
Here we go. People just regurgitating these are things. How is all money not good money? First of all,
shut up.
Money is money, right? And obviously how you receive the money. But what are you talking about? This is a sport.
Who are you? But okay, not all money is good money. Who are you to set the rules, though, on how do you decipher good money from bad money? How do you decipher somebody else's bag being a good bag or a bad bag for them? Who are you? What expertise do you bring to the table to tell somebody like a Shakur Stevenson or Terrence Crawford, don't take that money. That's bad money. Stay over. What expertise do you bring to the game? Be a fan, bro. Stay in your lane and be happy that you getting fights, bro. You have no background to more than likely. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking to a billionaire who's moved bags all around the world. But you more than likely, you're somebody sitting in your crib, punching your clock for a 9 to 5 every day, trying to speak on somebody else's money and how they make it, whether it's good or it's bad. You sound simple-minded, bro. Be a boxing fan. Let's watch some fights happen and talk about these fights.
You're right. And furthermore, this is boxing. This is a sport. Now, just to give you a little clarity of what I'm trying to tell you, right? Think about this. Now, I want you to think about this. The Los Angeles Clippers owner was a guy who didn't like black people. All those players got paid from him. So is that not good money?
They suckers. They was over there nut hugging, bro.
Right. So did they receive bad money?
I think it's spent the same as all the other money.
Right. Because he the way he looked at it as it was a plantation type of situation, right? Right. So did they receive bad money? Was all money not good money? So you go over to Saudi Arabia, you go with Turkey al-Sheikh, he's paying you, you come back to the United States, you do what you do with your money, you live in your own life.
Right.
What you do with the money after you received your money is on you.
100%.
And furthermore, let me just say this, right? Because here's something.
You're an idiot, sincerely. Sincerely, you're an idiot.
Right.
Sincerely,
So
you're a moron.
This is what happens, right, Clay? Is that people don't understand the logistics of the sport of boxing. Okay. So let me just break this down to you. Okay. When you say silly stuff like all money ain't good money, okay, where's the PBC getting their investments from? You don't even know those people. And you don't know what they're doing, what walk of life they're giving you this money from. Right? What investments who gave Bob Arum? We know Bob Arum was involved in a lot of different things. So was Don King. So getting money with Don King wasn't good money.
Right.
Should all those fighters have turned back? We know what Don King was invested in, and we know what Bob Arum was into.
100%, bro.
So is that considered not good money?
This just man, bro.
And furthermore, right? If Turkey's giving you the money, he ain't into nothing criminal activity that's going to tie you to it. I'm an athlete. So I'm an athlete. I'm participating in the sport. He paid me. I walk away with my money. What he do in the privacy of his home, in his life, in his walk of life, has nothing to do with me. I went over there. I competed. I got paid. I left. What I do with my money, right? It's not some. I don't get it. It's people are acting like this is some sort of trafficking D-Rugs money that's illegally being handed to these fighters. And even if it was, you don't know where everybody else get their investment money from. Who sponsored them? Who is this investor?
You have no idea what they're doing, bro. We're watching a superstar right now who is a legend in the game. I ain't going to say his name, but who's facing charges for doing the most diabolical stuff with his money, right? Paying a whole bunch of artists and managing the likes of Rick Ross, right, Nicki Minaj, and all across the board. You don't know these people, bro. You don't know what the good money from the bad money is. Just because it's coming from a black guy doesn't mean that you're being loyal to the soil for only taking money from him. You have no idea who these people are, bro. And you sound just straight basic when you sit here and try to speak from this high horse, like from this platform of looking down and judging people and trying to decide what's black and not black or what's supporting black. Well, you sound like morons, bro. And on the most genuine level, I don't care how mad you get, bro. You sound dumb, legitimately low IQ thinking to sit here and try to analyze the difference between this dollar and that dollar and why I should take this one. If it's not for whoring yourself to being a hooker in the streets or for selling drugs or for doing crime, who are you? I mean, D-Rug, sorry.
Right.
If it's not for doing those things, if you don't know it's legitimately going into that, what are you talking about, bro? These fighters are getting paid to put their life on the line in the ring. They earn every dollar they get. There's no such thing as all this nonsense y'all talking about.
Now, what? And two things, right? What if I grew up in Saudi Arabia? I'm from Saudi Arabia, right? And I fight. I'm not supposed to get paid?
Insane.
Right? Furthermore, look at the people that work in casinos in Vegas. Those casinos, we know how they was built.
Man, the bodies that are under there. What did Jay say? Bury you and lay out blueprint plans on you. Right. How many bodies and how much blood has been shed?
So then you look at this. So those people working in those casinos in Vegas is not receiving good money.
Come on, man.
Those are hard, honest working people. Some may be corrupt, some may not.
Bruh.
So if I'm a 9-to-5 worker at one of these casinos and my old money is not good money, what are we talking about? That don't make sense. You don't know where Bob Arum got his investments to start his top rank from. You don't know where Al Heyman got the investments to start PBC from. And you don't know where the people that gave them the money got their money from.
Moron.
So to say that all money is not good money, as if these fighters are doing something illegal, just sounds ridiculous. Stop regurgitating things you heard. Use your own brain. People spend too much time regurgitating nonsense that they heard instead of using their own brain and their own common sense. Use your own common sense, brother.
Moron, bro.
This is legit boxing. It's a worldwide sport, which means, again, like Clay just said, they were shocked. They said, "Oh, Shakur, you ain't never fight over here?" Because it's a worldwide sport. When you go to the Olympics, you compete on the world stage. So you'll compete against Saudi. You'll compete against the UK, Africa, whoever. So what are you talking about? It's a worldwide sport on a global stage. So let me ask you a question. Since you said all money ain't good money. Right? You guys got to start using your common sense in your own brain. Mm-hmm. Right? Prince Nassim Hamed was one of the biggest fighters in the UK. Right? So him as a world champion, if he say you got to come over here and fight me, I'm the world champion, what are you going to say? I'm not going over there because all money ain't good money? Huh? Or if you come from, let's say it's a fighter from Saudi Arabia and he holds a title, and is that dude, and he said, I'm fighting here. You're not going over there to fight because all money ain't good money? Make it make sense, man. You got to stop regurgitating nonsense and use your own brain. Right now, Naoya Inoue in Japan. So he got a huge following. So you go to Japan, you ain't supposed to go to Japan to fight him because all money ain't good money? You don't know where their sponsors getting their money from? Their investors getting their money from? Man, make it make sense, man.
It don't make no sense, man. And you guys love to say things that I was getting ready to address something, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to say that's what I'm talking about. Okay, right. You know who I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, right? Like when you can't, you do what you did, right? You make up stuff and you try to build up scenarios, but the reality is, it's the furthest thing from the truth, and it don't change the reality of the situation, right? And the reality is these fighters are getting put on bigger stages than they were here. They're making more money than they were here. And you're trying to convince them that they should be humble enough to stay in their lane and be mediocre over here. You guys weren't celebrating them. The platforms and the promotional companies that you support weren't celebrating them, weren't putting them on the biggest stages, weren't doing for them what they needed for their careers. And you guys think in your position, sitting behind your little keyboard, that what should be true is your version of their career and who they really are, right? You're giving them reality checks because for you guys, they're not that. They're being lied to. They're not worth that money. They shouldn't take that money because they're not worth it. They shouldn't do this because they're not worth it. You guys want to sit here and project your own insecurities on other people, bro. But like I said, they're not listening to you. Clearly, by the way. They're not listening to you, and we're not listening. right? Boxing is moving in a direction it's moving in with or without your favorite fighter. Your favorite fighter can take his time, fight whatever he wants, retire, move on. Here goes boxing, still moving. The momentum is the momentum, man. It is what it is. And if you want it to be different, do something about it. Like support boxing instead of doing what y'all do on here, which is hate all day long and try to tear down. It's just ridiculous. It is what it is.
It makes no sense, man. My brother Dole fight in the building in Super Chat, dropping that Cinco. Super Chat. Salute, great brothers. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you, great brother. Yeah, Big Herb brother in the Super Chat. He said AJ might stop Wilder early. Hey,
or the other way.
That's why we gotta see the fight.
Or the other way.
It could be the other way, very much so. But Clay, let's get on out of here, man. Any last words you got?
Nah, man. Look, I'm celebrating. I'm happy. I'm excited. It's always great news coming out. I mean, you got comedy coming out as well. You know what I mean? People got these deals, I guess. They're getting, I don't, you know, but look, there's great news coming out. I wish every boxer in the space to get what they feel like they deserve. And I hope that the Turkey Al-Sheikhs of the world keep on motivating and giving fighters vested interest in giving us fans what we want to see, which is the best fighting the best. I would encourage real boxing fans to take a better look at this if they don't see it for what it is, to continue to look at it and catch these fights, man. And let's celebrate and talk a lot more about that instead of discrediting these guys making the moves that are best for their own careers, right? Salute to all you guys in the chat. Salute to Blue, man. I appreciate you guys. You guys see the link in the chat. Support the channel. I appreciate it. I'm trying to build a channel as well. You know what I'm saying, over here. So I appreciate you guys. If you hit the link at the top and subscribe to the channel, I appreciate it, man. Other than that, nothing but love, man. Boxing lives on.
Yes, sir. Click that link. Subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link is pinned up right there in the chat. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So what we got for y'all, we gone. Peace.
One.